Today we're looking at DvaIsHot, a Plat 5 Reaper/Soldier. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, "I want to know the grand conspiracy and secret to winning games at Platinum. After 7 years of being at Platinum, I'm just sick of it. Teammates dying on a cycle, making sure we can never have a 5v5 fight, getting no healing, and being maliciously hard focused by the entire enemy team just makes every match unwinnable. If I'm being hard focused by 5 people holding W at me, and my team isn't skilled enough to make anything out of their total freedom from pressure, then there's mathematically nothing I could do to influence the outcome of the match, even if I had an aimbot. Also, don't just say get better aim, because every single high elo streamer says you don't need great aim to rank up. Which is true. I play around low mid diamond level macro, yet I'm stuck in Plat 5. Help me." And they post the code. They reaffirm what they just said with rank Plat 5, actual deserved rank Diamond 4. I guess we'll be the judge of that. This is a very average game for me, which is intentional since I don't want to submit an ego VOD in which I perform well to a degree that isn't truthful to my average gameplay. This is more to highlight just how ruthlessly I get focused by the enemy team, since every game the enemy notices I'm the only threat due to being the only competent player on my team. My supports died 5 times in the first 2 minutes of the match. That is not an exaggeration. I did not type this game. Whenever I briefly AFK, it's because I'm waiting to regroup and extremely tilted by it. This game was my final game at the end of yet another losing streak. Well, first off, if you're Plat 5, if you're going on losing streaks and not ranking up, you deserve your rank. As far as being focused by the entire enemy team, your team not capitalizing on it, you not getting anything done, I'm willing to bet that either A, your engagements are really bad, like you're not timing it when your team commits, or your target focus is bad, or a mix of the two, but I guess we'll find out in the game. And then finally, just a little advice for, if you're going on a losing streak, if you're getting tilted. My general rule of thumb is after 3 losses in a row, I shut down Overwatch, get off the monitor, get away from the TV, go touch grass, go do something productive, and wait at least an hour before you come back and try to queue again. Or better yet, just take the rest of the day off completely. That's really bad to just continue playing and tilt queue because, that might contribute to why you're losing. But anyway, I guess we'll look at the VOD and see what rank you actually deserve. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Sigma, Sombra Reaper, Kiriko Mercy. Okay, so ideally what I think you should do is really just work with your Sombra. Like play behind her, focus the people that she hacks, and I guarantee people will die really fast. The other thing you could be doing is, if your Sigma is having a little bit of trouble, if he's under pressure with people like in close range of him, you could go peel for him too and alleviate that pressure. Those are the things ideally that I think you should be doing, but let's see how it actually goes.
Actuating the barrier. The barrier has been overwhelmed.
Okay, your Kiriko dies early, that sucks. But she's res, so we can continue pushing forward. Okay, so we're just focused on the Rhine so far. Like I said at the beginning, it's good to help your Sigma alleviate a little bit of pressure because if Rhine face tanks Sigma, Rhine's gonna win that match more of the time. So, get the Rhine to back up and then try to think about a squishy you could go after. Maybe, we could think about just going over here, teleporting, behind, going up the stairs to take care of the Widow. We could even teleport back here, try to pick off the Iari, the Junkrat too, but we got to be careful. Things we could be doing. You're still focused on the Rhine. I would be, at this point, once, get him to back off, like I said, then try to focus on a squishy. He's getting healed. It's not like you have a Discord on him or Sombra's hacking him. So even though Reaper is a tank buster, it's still going to be a little bit difficult to burst him down by yourself.
The shadows coalesce. The barrier appears.
Come here. I'm getting the objective.
We're still just kind of lost, unsure what to do. Like in that little phase where, you know, your team's pushing up, that's where you could try to like teleport somewhere. You know, just get ready to engage and try to assassinate someone as your Sigma pushes up. You know, those are the things you should generally be trying to think about as Reaper. If you want to see that in action, I recommend watching the Unranked to GM on Reaper that Awkward just posted. Okay, your Kiriko dies. She dies again, and then your Mercy dies. So, Widow has been lighting up the kill feed so far. What that means is that what we should be doing is thinking about how we can suppress her. Because, like, so far, all I've really seen you do is just focus on the Reinhardt. The Rein is not the one lighting up the kill feed right now. He is not the one giving our team problems. So you really got to think about, once again, like try to think about how you could sneak up on the Widow. You don't want to teleport like right in her face where she could just time the headshot on you. But think about just like sneaking up behind her, assassinating her as your team pushes up. And I guarantee it'll be just so much easier for your team to break this choke. And now your tank's dead, so we kind of gotta just wait for a regroup, wait for the supports to come back. You know, it's okay. It's not necessarily bad to, like, you know, sneak off, set up somewhere for the next fight. But you want to be careful about, like, hanging around in the open. You know, the Junkrat could see you. Maybe he calls out to your team where you're going. There's things you got to be careful about. Still just focused on the Reinhardt. Like, you notice he just gets healed up and, you know, you basically did nothing to him. Like, at this point, you should realize that just pressuring this Rein isn't helping your team at all. We could really think about, like, you know, going off, like, pushing up where our team is. We have our ult. We should be thinking about using it. I mean, now that the Rein's, like, overcommitted and he's isolated, now we could think about going after him, But yeah, we should have thought about just pushing past these guys and helping our Winston on point because, you know, because we didn't go over there to help him, like, he dies, Mercy dies. Yeah, going after the BAP is better. Yeah, better target focus, but we gotta, for one, wait until, like, our Winston pushes in, you know, to commit on people, and actually just committing on people in general once he does. You are so lucky Widow didn't time that shot well. You should have been dead there. Yeah, like, you know, your supports are dying a lot, like you said, but it's because you're not really putting pressure on the people who are suppressing them.
My ultimate is good to go.
60 seconds remaining.
You could think about, like, teleporting up there where your Winston Kiriko are, just so you can help them dive someone. You could think about, like, I mean, you got to be careful about the Iari shooting you, but you could also think about, like, teleporting where your Sombra is so you could focus the same targets. Something instead of just hanging out here from a distance, just doing this, you know, minuscule damage that isn't helping you at all.
Come see her heal.
Okay, here we go. This is better. Gotta be careful of the Widow, but... yeah, actually... it's not a good idea to teleport, like, right in the middle of where everybody could focus you down. You want to make sure, like, Widow doesn't see you teleport in general, because she should be able to just time a headshot for when you get out of Wraith. And, you know, I mean, in general, like you said, it's like I said, it's very easy for everybody to just, you know, burst you down. So I would be thinking about, you know, teleporting off to the side where enemies aren't looking. Like, pay attention to the lanes that they're focusing down, you know. Go off to the side, go off behind them, and then that's when you can, you know, that's when you can be in a good position to sneak up and get a kill. You know, I think maybe you could have pushed up a little bit more before you tried to teleport, but yeah, that's what I have to say about that. We still haven't used this Blossom.
Tactical analysis suggests we're running out of time. Attack!
Think about, yep, going up here. See what I mean? You and Sombra focus the BAP together, and he gets deleted. Granted, I think Sombra did most of the work there, but even so, like, that's what you should be thinking about. See how easily people die when you do that? Think about using our ult around the corner. Okay. I mean, not ideal, but it's better than not using it at all. I actually like this. Okay, nice job. I feel like Widow should have been a little bit more aware of that teleport, but at the same time, that's what you should have been doing this whole round. You want to be careful about the Widow. Just make sure, like, make sure you know where the Widow is before you, like, teleport somewhere like that. Once again, I don't think I need to keep explaining why.
Towards our desired outcome. The junk equation stands with ya.
Yeah, she's looking at you now. You got to get out. This is smart. Yeah, Soldier makes a mistake, you capitalize on it. Good job. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You had no clue where the Widow was, and you teleport right out in the open here, and she snipes you out of the air. So yeah, that's a big mistake on your end. That is not something that a Diamond 4 player will do. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm untouchable. Transporting the payload.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Alright, I would have tried to, you know, maybe go up to high ground, but I kind of understand this too. It's, you want to help your team on the front line. Okay, Widow's dead. Now we can be a little bit more free to where we teleport. You're 231 HP. There was no reason to be scared of the Soldier there. You could have just committed a little bit more and then used Wraith when you got low.
60 seconds.
Like, imagine if we had committed and killed him. Yep. Commit on people. Okay. I mean, your Junker Queen did most of the work there, but nice job following up.
Keep the payload rolling.
Found your weakness.
Don't let up. We don't have much time.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I just want to just talk about your beginning notes so far. Like, not only do I not think you're Diamond 4, I don't think you're the most competent player on your team. I think that both your tank and your other DPS have done more so far than you. Like, see, your Sombra pops off. Like, what are we doing? We finish off the kill, that's good, but...
My ultimate is ready. A dark step.
Yeah, so we kind of alerted Cassidy's attention to us there, so now we can't pull off that flank. That's a little risky, you know, teleporting right in front of them, but that was more so a misplay on their end. They should have, like, that Cassidy should have punished you there, but...
60 seconds.
I'd go to cover, you're low HP. Yeah, like, let's back that up, actually. So you're 90 HP. You're committing on them. You're just wraithing right out here in the open. I think maybe, like, you're expecting your supports to turn and look at you. But, like, they only just turned the corner around here and gotten your LOS. And... yeah, maybe they could have healed you there. But at the same time, like, when you're 39 or whatever HP like you were, you can't just sit out here and just expect the healing to come. You got to think about, like, ducking out behind cover, you know, like going around here where your supports can still see you, but you're, you know, you could play around this this pillar to avoid damage. You can't just hang out in the open like that.
I've got you in my sights.
Your tank's popping off, but she dies. Yeah, I wouldn't, not just for you, I wouldn't be taking this fight. I'd think about just backing out, waiting for your tank and everybody. You don't want to hang out here, like, right in the... That is one thing you do not want to do as Reaper, is just, you know, hang out from a distance from everybody, like, in the main area where, you know, everybody could just turn and focus you down. Like, you want to think about, you know, backing up, waiting for your team. If you're full HP, you know, you could have teleported, like, back here to, like, sneak up on somebody. Like, those are the things you should be doing. You don't just want to hang around here. That's something that even a Plat 5 player should know better than to do. Like, if we hadn't done that there, you know, if we had teleported behind, like, gotten ready to make a play, you know, maybe we could have given our team a much better chance to cap that.
0-2.
But let's see how the next round goes.
4, 3,
So we're on Soldier now.
attackers incoming.
So to start, like,
Objective A.
you have a Mercy too, who looks like she's going to damage boost you. You could think about, like, just starting up on this high ground, you know, getting some early damage on them where you can get this nice long sight line. If, you know, they have dive, if people jump on you, you can use your legs to run around, duck behind, you know, play down here, go around to where your supports are. Like, especially when you have the Mercy who looks to be pocketing you, you have a lot of freedom to, you know, just play off by yourself or at least just with her on and off angle. You don't want to just be on low ground where, see, like, your vision's a little bit more restrictive. Like, yeah, you'll stay safe, but you won't be getting as much damage on the enemy team, like just having to poke from these tiny little restrictive sight lines. Whereas if you're up here, like, see how you got that nice vision, and if people dive you, you know, you back up to LOS them, or you can drop down to where you are now.
Let's mobilize.
Like, you can only view down that small little sight line here. Now, once again, don't focus the tank. Try to go after one of the squishies. run away from the Winston but he's not being too threatening. Fortunately, people focus him so he dies, but... Yeah, so here you're kind of just waiting for the Reaper to poke out. Like, in the meantime, you know, he's not doing anything, but you're not doing anything either. You could open up a little bit more just to try to, you know, shoot his teammates. Then you can keep turning to look and see what he's doing. But yeah, just that's what you should be doing, just to be a little bit more active in the fight. Once again, ideally, I'd like to see you control a different angle, like attack them from over here or something. Like, that's what Soldier excels at. But like, but yeah, that's what I have to say. Yeah, don't focus on the tank. Focus on the squish. He's on point. Yeah, so you kind of aimed the helix rocket, like where I think you were going for the Lucio. It looked like you kind of aim it where he was. Ideally you want to try to aim it like at the ground at their feet. That'll just be a little bit more consistent. The one thing we can think about doing, I think we already should have done it at this point because the enemy team's pushing. But when the fight is happening on point, we could think about just using our legs to run up these stairs. Then we could take this nice high ground here. You know, we could get the BAP off that high ground. We just have like nice vision to focus people. We can use this as cover. This is where we should be playing. Once again, like your sight lines are a little bit more restrictive and you're just not going to get as much done. Like, look at this here. It's tough for you to really focus a target because, like, see how they're all lined up? You're pretty much just gonna hit the Sigma here. Whereas, let's imagine if you were on high ground. Like, see how you just have much better, like, this top-down view. It's much easier to see each individual person. It'd just be much easier to, you know, focus a target, get them low, and then helix rocket to finish them off.
Stay out of my way.
Your team pops off, though. So now we have Visor. You know what I would be doing here? I am going to run up these stairs. I would play here, just hide and wait for, like, the enemy team to commit, the Sigma to deploy his shield, like, out in front. Then I would use that as an opportunity to just pop Visor and maybe get like a sneaky kill or two on the supports or something. That's what you should be thinking about doing with this ult. So once again, you don't have good sight lines from that area. By the time you get good vision of the enemy team, like they're already going to be pushed up. Whereas like if you were playing from high ground, you could be shooting them while they're still like way back there. You know, maybe you get a kill by the time they get to this point. You know, at the very least, you know, you get them even lower so they're more vulnerable when they engage your team. Those are the type of things you should be thinking about. And you're just having trouble focusing on people because of these restrictive positions on low ground. Yeah, we should have used that ult earlier, and yeah, we don't really get value out of it because of the Lucio. So 100%, like, your restrictive positions, like, really cost you. I really feel like we could have been doing more from high ground, and, you know, we probably could have pressured the enemy team enough to, you know, prevent that, like, just to deter them from putting this pressure that they did on our team. I've already gone over it, so
Redeploying.
Objective lost.
Again, I think about like setting up on high ground somewhere. Good kill. Other thing too, I think I've seen you do it like a couple times. Think about your helix rocket use. You don't just want to like spam it for fun or shoot full HP targets. The way you really want to play soldier is you want to use your primary fire to like get people low, and then you want to use the helix rocket as a way to finish them off after the fact. Like you want to be wary of the Reaper, but okay, here we go. We're going on high ground. I would have been doing it sooner, like you know, if you know the Reaper's back here, for one, it could be dangerous if he pushes into you. Two, I would just you know, make sure that your team is safe before you abandon them. So yeah, I think you should have taken this rotation a lot earlier, if anything. And definitely, you just, once again, you want to be careful when you know the Reaper's hanging around here.
Tactical termination.
Heroes never die.
Nice.
Never leave a teammate behind.
Yeah, things are so much easier for you when you're playing up here on the high ground. Focus the BAP. Use your legs to get away from Reaper if he pushes into you, but yeah. You didn't want to drop off high ground there, but you're going back up, so I'll assume that was a mistake. You didn't mean to do that.
Burning brighter than a supernova! My barrier is gone!
I like that. You made sure your Ana was safe before you turned back to the front line. Yeah, they came in with a couple ults, so it's tough. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. We didn't really, like, commit to a target much, or... You get res. Back away. You know the Reaper's still here. You don't want to be in his face. Yeah, so that was a complete misplay by you there. Like, you know the Reaper's hanging right around this corner. Your top priority should be to run away from him. You have the mobility to do that. You know, play back here where you can, you know, where you can shoot him from a distance. Come over here, open up a little bit more. But, like, yeah, you don't want to just stand your ground to a Reaper. Because if he's in relatively close range, he'll just eat you up like he did.
I've seen tougher spots.
Once again, you know, we have ult. I kind of understand because they're about to cap, like, your team's under a lot of pressure, so I kind of understand not running up to high ground, but that's ideally what you should do. It looks like we're going to be forced to fight from this area, though.
I've got you in my sights.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, we might have had enough time to run up to high ground. We might have been able to get a little bit more value out of the visor, but it's okay. We still win the fight.
Ultimate is charging up.
100% you want to think about setting up on high ground right now, though. Be careful with the Reaper. Once again, you kind of just shot that helix rocket out. You missed, but even if you had landed it on the Reaper, like, he's full HP, like, get him low, use the helix rocket to finish off. Soldier 101. Yeah, like, imagine if we had been just, you know, putting a little bit more pressure on the Reaper. Maybe we could have, and using our helix rocket properly, maybe we could have avoided this.
What is that melody?
The payload has reached
read you.
the checkpoint.
I am the Junker Queen.
Good choice.
Once again, think about setting up on high ground.
My ultimate is good to go.
Think of a target. Okay, once again, you're just spamming out your helix rocket for fun. Save it, really think about what it's going to accomplish. It's Soldier's only way of doing burst damage. So you really gotta just think about using it to finish people off.
EMP activated.
Yeah, you're just spamming it out for fun. Like, yeah. Just not good target focus. We didn't really commit on anybody, and we just spammed out our helix rocket. Like,
Never die.
really got to think about farming this ult and then trying to make a play here. You know, you could think about, like, you're out in the open here. You could think about just moving up to, like, this high ground right here. You know, you can dance around the pillar while still getting pretty much the same vision. You'll see, like, we see the Reapers. Well, you can't see it from your point of view, but you can see the Reapers flanking. You'd have much better, like, vision of where he's coming from. You know, always try to think about using, like, cover that you can quickly duck behind if necessary, because you are a 200 HP squishy. And you run into the Reaper, which is not a very good play.
Let's take him to the wasteland.
30 seconds.
Deployed.
Just a little
Is
longer.
almost ready.
Yeah, I don't hate this. You could think about even, like, okay, I get the Reaper's I was going to say you could think about, like, opening up a little bit more to get the visor from here, but, like, if the Reaper's teleporting into you, I kind of understand backing up. But once again, you spam the helix rocket before Reaper even gets out of his teleport. I mean, I've already gone over what you should use that ability for, but, like, even so, just the timing is not very good. Gotta think about using this ult. It's too late now. And that's the game. Yeah, I mean, with Soldier, like, notice the few times you used high ground, you were a lot more effective. When you had good target focus, that is. On the third point, that was kind of a mess. But yeah. I definitely do not think you are Diamond 4. And I think even Plat 5 might be a little bit generous. Yeah, you really got to think about, once again, just target focus. You focus the tank a little bit too much. Think about the value you're going to get out of your abilities too. Like, you know, you spam that helix rocket, you know, on full HP targets. And then, like, on Reaper, you know, you're playing, like, I feel like the really big egregious thing that cost you was on that third point where you were just hanging out in the main lane at a huge distance from the enemy team. You really want to think about, like, sneaking up on people, using your teleport to, like, flank off angle, and then, you know, sneaking up on someone for a sneaky assassination. That's basically all I have to say. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.